Have you ever loved so deeply that you forgot to ask whether you were being loved well in return? Have you ever given your time, your patience, your forgiveness, your tenderness, and your hope to someone while quietly wondering why your own heart still felt hungry? There comes a moment on the healing path when the soul grows tired of begging for crumbs and begins to remember that it was made for nourishment, not drama, not confusion, not guessing games, not the ache of waiting for someone to finally see your worth. Healthy love does not ask you to disappear. Healthy love does not require you to shrink your needs until they become small enough for someone else to tolerate. Healthy love does not leave you feeling as if you must perform, prove, chase, or earn your place in another person's heart. And if you have known love that felt uncertain, love that felt hot and cold, love that made you question yourself, love that made you feel chosen one day and forgotten the next, I want you to breathe for a moment, not to judge the past, not to blame yourself, but to return to the quiet truth within you. You are deserving of healthy, loving relationships, not when you become perfect, not when you fix every tender place inside you, not when you become more beautiful, more successful, more patient, more useful, or easier to love. You are deserving now, right here, as you are. With your history, your softness, your questions, your lessons, your longing, your brave little heart that still believes in love even after everything it has been through. There is nothing foolish about wanting to be loved gently. There is nothing weak about wanting consistency. There is nothing needy about desiring honesty, affection, kindness, and peace. These are not unreasonable wishes. They are the natural language of a heart that is ready to stop surviving love and begin receiving love. Maybe you have been told directly or silently that you ask for too much reassurance, too much communication, too much care, too much emotional presence. But perhaps the truth is not that you wanted too much. Perhaps the truth is that you were asking the wrong people to meet you in a place they were not ready to enter. Perhaps you kept bringing your open heart to closed doors and wondering why you felt cold. A closed door does not mean your heart is unworthy. It only means that door was not the place where your heart could be fully welcomed. Let that settle gently. You do not have to keep knocking where your peace is not honored. You do not have to keep explaining your value to someone who benefits from you doubting it. You do not have to keep turning yourself into a softer, quieter, smaller version of who you are just to be easier for someone else to hold. The love that is healthy for you will not require you to abandon your own spirit. It will not punish you for having feelings. It will not make tenderness feel dangerous. It will not make honesty feel like a burden. It will not make you feel ashamed for wanting mutual effort. Healthy love has a different feeling. It may not always be perfect. It may not always be effortless. but it does not keep you starving. It does not confuse your nervous system every day. It does not make your worth depend on someone's mood, attention, or approval. Healthy love gives room for truth. Healthy love allows both people to be human. Healthy love has respect in its bones. And before you can welcome that kind of love more fully, you may first need to hear this. Your desire for it is sacred. Your desire for steady love is not a flaw. It is wisdom rising. Your desire for respect is not selfish. It is self-recognition. Your desire for peace is not too much. It is your soul asking to come home. Place a hand over your heart if that feels right, and let these words move slowly through you. I am allowed to desire love that feels peaceful, honest, and kind. Say it inside yourself, not as a demand to the world, but as a promise to your own heart. I am allowed to desire love that feels peaceful, honest, and kind. Notice what happens inside you when you give yourself permission. Maybe there is relief. Maybe there is sadness. Maybe a part of you says, "But I have waited so long." Maybe another part whispers, "I am afraid it will never happen." Do not push those feelings away. Let them be here. The heart often trembles before it learns to trust a new truth. For a long time, you may have thought love meant enduring, waiting, explaining, forgiving again and again, hoping someone would finally become gentle after you had proven your loyalty enough times. But love was never meant to be a test you keep failing. Love was never meant to be a room where you must stand at the edge, afraid to speak. Love was never meant to make you feel lucky for being tolerated. The relationships meant to nourish you will not require you to trade your dignity for closeness. And this is where a new chapter begins, not by forcing someone to love you correctly, not by trying to become the perfect person so no one ever leaves, not by closing your heart and saying you will never need anyone again, but by remembering your own worth so deeply that you stop confusing attachment with love. You can love people and still notice whether they are good for your peace. You can forgive people and still not return to the same pattern. You can miss someone and still choose not to chase them. You can desire partnership and still belong fully to yourself. This is the kind of self-worth that changes the way you stand in relationships, not with anger, not with bitterness, but with quiet strength. It is the strength of a person who has finally begun to understand, I do not need to be chosen by everyone. I need to stop abandoning myself. There is a place inside you that knows what healthy love feels like, even if you have not experienced much of it yet. It is the part of you that relaxes around kindness, the part that opens around honesty, the part that breathes easier when words and actions match, the part that does not want to live in suspicion, competition, or fear. That part of you is not naive. That part of you is wise. It remembers that love is not supposed to feel like standing barefoot on broken glass. It remembers that connection can be warm, respectful, steady, and free. So if you have been wondering whether you are too damaged, too late, too sensitive, too difficult, or too much, let this be the moment you begin to question that old story. What if you were never too much? What if your needs were simply real? What if your heart was not asking for perfection, but for safety? What if the longing inside you is not weakness, but guidance? You are not here to harden into someone who no longer cares. You are here to soften without losing yourself. You are here to open without handing away your power. You are here to love without disappearing. And you are here to remember that the relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every love you allow close. So breathe gently. Let the shoulders drop. Let the jaw loosen. Let the heart hear you say, I am deserving of healthy, loving relationships. Not because someone finally proves it to me. Not because the past was easy. Not because I have never made mistakes. But because I am a living soul worthy of respect, tenderness, honesty, and care. There may have been seasons when love felt unsafe because it was mixed with fear. Perhaps affection came and went like weather you could not predict. One day warm, the next day distant. One moment full of promise, the next full of silence, and your heart, wanting to survive, learned to study every change in tone, every pause in a message, every shift in someone's attention. You may have learned to become alert instead of relaxed. You may have learned to earn closeness by being pleasing. You may have learned to sense another person's mood before sensing your own. This does not mean something is wrong with you. It means your heart adapted. It means some part of you tried to keep love near in the only way it knew. And now, with kindness, you can learn another way. Many people do not struggle in relationships because they lack love. They struggle because the love they learned early was tangled with fear, absence, criticism, or uncertainty. So later, when peace appears, it can feel strange. When someone is consistent, it can feel unfamiliar. When there is no chase, no emotional storm, no desperate proving, the mind may wonder, is this real? Sometimes calm love feels unfamiliar to a heart trained by chaos. Sometimes kindness feels suspicious to a heart that has had to protect itself. Sometimes receiving feels harder than giving because giving gave you a sense of control. If you were the one giving, helping, fixing, forgiving, waiting, and understanding, then maybe you felt needed. And being needed can feel almost like being loved until you realize how lonely it is to be valued only for what you provide. You are worthy of being loved when you are not performing. You are worthy of being cared for when you are tired. You are worthy of being listened to when your feelings are inconvenient. You are worthy of tenderness even when you have nothing to give. Let those words enter slowly. You do not have to rush to believe them. Just let them knock gently on the door of your heart. Perhaps there were times when you confused love with longing, when the ache itself felt meaningful, when waiting for a reply, waiting for a sign, waiting for someone to become who they promised to be, felt like proof that the connection was deep. But longing is not the same as love. Anxiety is not the same as passion. Uncertainty is not the same as mystery. And being chosen occasionally is not the same as being cherished consistently. This is not said to shame you. It is said to free you. Because once you can name the pattern, you can begin to loosen its hold. You can look back with compassion and say, I understand why I stayed. I understand why I hoped. I understand why I gave so much. I was trying to be loved. And then you can add, but now I am learning to love myself too. There is deep healing in that one sentence. I am learning to love myself too, not instead of others, not in a way that closes my heart, but in a way that keeps me from leaving myself behind. You may have accepted less than you deserved, not because you were foolish, but because some part of you believed that a little love was better than none, perhaps, as you thought, if I ask for more, they will leave. Perhaps you thought, if I become easier, they will stay. Perhaps you thought, if I just love them enough, they will finally love me the way I need. That hope can be so tender. It can keep a person standing at a closed window for years, watching for a light that only flickers. But the love that is meant to nourish you will not require you to starve while waiting. Healthy love does not make you beg for emotional oxygen. Healthy love does not make you feel like your needs are interruptions. Healthy love does not make you apologize for wanting to be treated with care. If this is hard to receive, be patient with yourself. A new belief often feels strange at first. The mind may reach for old evidence. It may say, but I have not been loved that way before. And you can answer softly, that does not mean I am not worthy of it. It means I am learning to allow something new. Your past experiences may explain your fears, but they do not define your future. They may have shaped your expectations, but they do not own your heart. They may have taught you to settle, but they cannot stop you from awakening. There is a quiet awakening that happens when a person stops asking, how do I make them love me? And begins asking, what kind of love honors the person I am becoming? That question is powerful. It does not come from bitterness. It comes from self-respect. And self-respect is one of the most beautiful forms of spiritual healing because it teaches you to stand in love without kneeling in fear. You can be gentle and still have standards. You can be forgiving and still have boundaries. You can be open and still be discerning. You can be loving and still walk away from what repeatedly harms your peace. Somewhere along the way, you may have learned that love means tolerating anything. But love without respect becomes pain. Love without honesty becomes confusion. Love without emotional safety becomes a place where the soul cannot rest. You are not meant to live in constant emotional defense. You are not meant to keep proving that your heart deserves basic kindness. You are not meant to twist yourself into a shape that fits inside someone else's limitations. You are meant to be met, not perfectly, but sincerely. You are meant to be heard, not always agreed with, but respected. You are meant to be loved in a way that makes space for your truth. And if that kind of love has felt far away, begin here. Begin with the way you speak to yourself in this moment. Instead of saying, "Why did I allow that?" say, "I was learning." Instead of saying, "Why did I stay so long?" say, "A part of me was afraid, and I can hold that part with compassion." Instead of saying, "I always choose wrong," say, "I am becoming more aware, and awareness gives me new choices." Your words matter because your inner world is listening. The part of you that has been hurt does not need more criticism. It needs a safe voice. It needs you to become the person who does not mock its pain, rush its healing, or shame its longing. It needs you to say, "I understand why you wanted love. I understand why you hoped. I understand why you tried. And now I am here. I will not abandon you to be accepted by someone else." Breathe with that. There is no need to force a dramatic release. Let the truth be simple. Let it arrive like morning light through a curtain, slowly brightening the room. I understand myself with compassion. I am learning a new way to love and be loved. Say it softly within. I understand myself with compassion. I am learning a new way to love and be loved. A new way does not mean you must become cold. It does not mean you must stop caring. It does not mean you must build walls so high that no one can reach you. It means you stop handing your heart to people who treat it carelessly. It means you begin listening to how your body feels around someone. It means you notice whether you feel expanded or diminished, peaceful or anxious, respected or managed, cherished or used. It means you let love include you. That may be the deepest shift of all. Let love include you. Let love include your needs. Let love include your voice. Let love include your timing. Let love include your boundaries. Let love include your softness and your strength. You do not have to keep being the one who understands everyone while no one understands you. You do not have to keep being the one who waits while others decide whether you are worth choosing. You do not have to keep accepting confusion because clarity feels too bold to ask for. Love that is healthy can handle gentle truth. Love that is healthy does not collapse when you say what you feel. Love that is healthy wants to know the real you, not just the version that never causes discomfort. This is why self-worth matters so deeply. Without self-worth, even affection can become a place of fear. You may receive a kind word and wonder when it will disappear. You may be treated well and feel suspicious. You may meet someone steady and think it is too quiet. You may feel the urge to test, run, cling, or overgive. But with self-worth, you begin to breathe differently. You can receive kindness without immediately doubting it. You can notice red flags without making excuses for them. You can enjoy connection without losing your center. You can let love unfold without forcing it to become your entire identity. And this is the sacred balance: to be open but not desperate, to be loving but not self-abandoning, to be hopeful but not blind, to be patient but not passive in the face of harm, to trust divine timing while still honoring your own wisdom. There is no shame in learning this slowly. Some lessons of the heart take time, Becky, as they reach into the deepest places within us. They touch the child who wanted to be picked, the younger self who wanted someone to stay, the tender part that still wonders, am I easy to leave? Speak to that part now, gently. You are not hard to love. You were not too much. You were not wrong for needing care. You are allowed to be loved without fear. Maybe those words bring emotion. Let it come and go like a wave. Tears, if they come, are not a failure. Sometimes they are the heart's way of making room. And as room is made, a new truth can enter. Love is not something you must chase until you are breathless. Love is not something you must bargain for. Love is not something you must suffer endlessly to prove you deserve. Love, in its healthiest form, is a place where two people can meet with honesty, kindness, respect, and care. It is not always perfect, but it is not cruel. It is not always easy, but it is not constantly unsafe. It may ask you to grow, but it will not ask you to disappear. And so the question becomes not, will someone ever love me, but am I willing to stop accepting what teaches me to doubt my own worth? That question may feel tender. Let it be tender. You do not need to answer it all at once. You only need to begin turning toward yourself with more loyalty than before. A healthy relationship with another person begins with the quiet decision to stop being unfaithful to your own soul. Every time you ignore your needs to keep someone close, you leave yourself. Every time you silence your truth to avoid rejection, you leave yourself. Every time you accept disrespect and call it patience, you leave yourself. Every time you chase someone who keeps stepping away, you leave yourself. And every time you return to your breath, your body, your truth, your worth, you come home. Coming home to yourself is not selfish. It is sacred. It is the foundation from which healthy love becomes possible. Think of your heart like a small house that has waited for you for a long time. Perhaps the windows were closed. Perhaps the rooms were filled with old echoes. Perhaps you spent years standing outside other people's houses, asking to be let in, while your own inner home sat empty. But now you are walking back. You are opening the door. You are lighting a lamp. You are saying, I live here. I belong here. I will care for this place. This is self-love, not vanity, not arrogance, not pretending you never feel lonely. Self-love is the daily practice of returning to your own inner home and refusing to treat it like an abandoned place. When you begin to live inside your own worth, relationships change. Not always immediately on the outside, but inside, something shifts. You stop feeling grateful for the bare minimum. You stop mistaking attention for devotion. You stop calling inconsistency exciting. You stop trying to convince someone to value what they keep. At mishandling, you begin to notice that your peace has a voice, and it is asking to be included. Before you ask, do they want me? You begin to ask, do I feel safe being myself here? Before you ask, how can I keep them? You begin to ask, is this connection keeping me close to myself? Before you ask, am I enough for them? You begin to ask, is this relationship enough for the life I am choosing? This is not harsh. This is honest. And honesty is a form of love. You can love yourself enough to be truthful. You can love others enough to stop pretending. You can love life enough to trust that letting go of what hurts you is not the end of love, but the beginning of a cleaner, kinder relationship with your own soul. Place your attention on the center of your chest for a moment. Imagine there is a quiet lamp there, not a blazing fire, not a dramatic flame, just a steady light. This light does not flicker based on who texts you, who chooses you, who praises you, who leaves, who stays, who understands, or who does not. It is the light of your being. It was there before every relationship. It will be there after every disappointment. It is there now, even if you have forgotten how to feel it. Let your breath gently touch that place and say inwardly, I am becoming a safe place for my own heart. Again, slowly, I am becoming a safe place for my own heart. This one affirmation can change the way you move through love. Because when you become a safe place for your own heart, you no longer hand your heart to unsafe places and call it destiny. You no longer confuse being wanted with being valued. You no longer accept closeness that costs you your peace. You begin to understand that the love you give yourself is not a substitute for human connection. It is the ground beneath it. It teaches you what tenderness feels like. It teaches you what respect sounds like. It teaches you what emotional safety does inside your body. It teaches you that love is not only something you receive from others, it is also something you practice in the quiet moments when no one is watching. How do you speak to yourself when you make a mistake? How do you hold yourself when someone disappoints you? How do you comfort yourself when old memories rise? How do you treat your own needs when they appear? These moments matter. Because if you abandon yourself in private, It becomes easier to accept abandonment in relationships. If you criticize yourself constantly, disrespect from others may feel familiar. If you treat your needs like burdens, you may be drawn to people who do the same. But when you begin to treat yourself as worthy, the unfamiliar becomes possible. Kindness starts to feel normal. Respect starts to feel necessary. Peace starts to feel like home. This does not mean you will never feel fear. It means fear will no longer be the only voice guiding you. There may still be moments when you want to over-explain, moments when you want to chase, moments when silence from someone makes your stomach tighten, moments when you wonder if you should lower your standards just to avoid being alone. When those moments come, do not attack yourself. Pause. Breathe. Put your hand on your heart. Return to the lamp within you and say, I do not need to leave myself right now. That is healing, not perfection. Returning again and again. You may have spent years trying to become lovable in someone else's eyes. Now you are learning to become loving in your own presence. There is a difference. Trying to become lovable can make you anxious. You monitor yourself. You adjust yourself. You wonder how you are being perceived. You treat love like a performance where one wrong move could cost you everything. Becoming loving toward yourself brings you back into your body. It lets you breathe. It lets you tell the truth. It lets you offer care inwardly instead of waiting for someone else to rescue you from your own self-rejection. And the more you practice this, the more you begin to choose relationships that feel aligned with this inner care. You may still desire partnership. That is beautiful. You may still want romance, affection, companionship, laughter, shared mornings, honest conversations, and someone's hand reaching for yours. That is beautiful too. Spiritual growth does not ask you to pretend you do not want love. It asks you to stop using the absence of a relationship as evidence that you are not worthy. You are worthy when you are single. You are worthy when you are partnered. You are worthy when someone sees it. You are worthy when someone fails to see it. Your worth is not a mirror held by another person. It is a truth within you. A truth you can forget. A truth you can remember. A truth you can return to today. And from that truth, you begin to invite relationships that match your healing, not your wounds. This is important. A wound may choose what feels familiar. Your healing chooses what feels peaceful. A wound may chase the unavailable. Your healing pauses and asks, does this connection honor me? A wound may think, if they finally love me, I will be enough. Your healing whispers, I am enough now, and I choose love that can meet me there. A wound may panic at distance. Your healing breathes and says, I do not need to chase to prove my value. This is not about becoming perfect before love can come. Please do not turn healing into another way to delay your own worthiness. You do not have to be fully healed to be loved. You do not have to have every fear resolved. You do not have to become a flawless version of yourself. Healthy love can meet you while you are still learning. But it should not require you to betray what you are learning. A person who is right for your peace will not need you to hate yourself to keep them comfortable. They will not need you to silence every need. They will not need you to pretend that pain does not hurt. They will be able to meet your humanity with their humanity. And you too will learn to meet others from a place of wholeness rather than fear. You will learn to say what you feel without making someone else responsible for saving you. You will learn to listen without losing your own center. You will learn to give without emptying yourself. You will learn to receive without suspicion. You will learn that love is not control. Love is not ownership. Love is not constant proof. Love is a living exchange of respect, care, truth, and freedom. And it begins quietly with how you sit with yourself right now. Take a slow breath. Let it be enough. You do not need to solve your entire relationship history in this moment. You do not need to understand every pattern tonight. You do not need to decide the future of every connection in your life. Just come back to one simple truth. I am deserving of healthy, loving relationships. Let that truth be like a warm cup held in both hands. Do not rush to drink it all at once. Just hold it. Feel its warmth. Let it remind you that love can be gentle. Let it remind you that your worth does not expire. Let it remind you that you are allowed to choose differently, slowly, wisely, and with compassion. As you begin to honor yourself, you may notice certain memories rising. People you tried to convince. Moments when you stayed silent. Times when you accepted less and called it love. Times when you felt embarrassed by your own hope. If those memories come, meet them gently. Do not turn them into weapons. They are not here to punish you. They are here to show you where your heart is ready to be held differently. Every past version of you was trying to find love with the tools they had at the time. Some tools were old. Some were shaped by fear. Some were inherited from people who also did not know how to love in a healthy way. But you are allowed to place those tools down. You are allowed to learn a new language. The language of calm. The language of boundaries. The language of mutual respect. The language of receiving without panic. The language of staying close to yourself while opening to another. This new language may feel awkward at first. You may stumble. You may forget. You may return to an old pattern and then wake up in the middle of it. That is all right. Waking up is part of healing. When you notice yourself trying to earn love, pause. When you notice yourself accepting confusion, pause. When you notice yourself making excuses for someone who repeatedly hurts you, pause. The pause is sacred. It is the small space where your old pattern loses a little power and your new self gets a chance to speak. In that pause, ask, what would I choose if I believed I was worthy of healthy love? Not worthy someday. Not worthy after proving myself. Worthy now. What would I say? What would I stop explaining? What would I allow myself to feel? What would I no longer chase? What would I finally admit? This question may become a doorway. Walk through it slowly. No force, no pressure, just honesty. What would I choose if I believed I was worthy of healthy love? Perhaps you would choose to rest instead of waiting by the phone. Perhaps you would choose to speak clearly instead of hiding your feelings. Perhaps you would choose to step back from someone whose presence keeps reopening the same wound. Perhaps you would choose to stop calling emotional distance a challenge to overcome. Perhaps you would choose to let love prove itself through consistency, not promises alone. Perhaps you would choose to believe that being alone for a season is kinder than being attached to someone who makes you feel alone in their presence. There is a kind of loneliness that comes from solitude, and there is another kind that comes from sitting beside someone who cannot meet you. The first can become peaceful. The second can slowly make you forget yourself. You are allowed to choose the peace that helps you remember. This is not a rejection of love. It is a devotion to love in its truest form. Because real love does not ask you to stay where your spirit is fading. Real love does not ask you to betray your inner knowing. Real love does not ask you to keep pouring into a cup with no bottom. Real love invites you into a fuller expression of who you are. And sometimes the first act of real love is not toward another person, it is toward yourself. The act of saying, I matter too, not more than everyone, not above everyone, but too. My feelings matter too. My peace matters too. My voice matters too. My heart matters too. My needs matter too. There is so much healing in the word too. It returns you to balance. It reminds you that healthy love is not one person disappearing so another person can feel comfortable. Healthy love makes room for both people's feelings, both people's growth, both people's humanity, both people's truth. If you have spent your life being the one who bends, this may feel unfamiliar. You may feel guilty when you stop overgiving. You may feel selfish when you ask for respect. You may feel afraid when you stop chasing. Let the guilt be a passing cloud. It does not mean you are doing something wrong. Sometimes guilt appears simply because you are breaking an old agreement to abandon yourself. You can acknowledge the guilt and still choose self-respect. You can feel afraid and still choose peace. You can miss someone and still choose not to return to what hurt you. You can love and still let go. You can hope and still be honest. This is emotional maturity. This is spiritual strength. This is the beginning of relationships rooted in truth instead of fear. And as you continue, remember this. The goal is not to become someone who never needs reassurance, never feels tender, never struggles, never has an old wound touched. The goal is to become someone who does not punish themselves for being human. Someone who can say, "This hurt, and I will care for myself." Someone who can say, "I want love, and I will not beg for it." Someone who can say, "I am open to connection, and I will honor my peace." Someone who can say, "I am still learning, and I am still worthy." That is enough for today. That is more than enough. Let your heart rest in the space of that truth. You are still learning, and you are still worthy. You are still healing, and you are still deserving. You are still tender, and you are still strong. You can be in progress and worthy of healthy love at the same time. You can be afraid and still choose differently. You can have a past and still have a future that is not built from the same pain. The love you are preparing to receive begins with the way you hold yourself in this very moment. So hold yourself with less judgment. Speak inwardly with more warmth. Let your own heart feel that it has an ally in you. And when the old belief rises, the one that says love must be earned, the one that says you have to be perfect, pleasing, quiet, or endlessly giving to be kept, answer it with the calm voice of truth. I do not have to earn love by abandoning myself. I do not have to earn love by abandoning myself. Let the words be slow. Let them be steady, not loud, not forced, just true enough to begin. Because the next part of this healing is learning to see the patterns you once called love and to bless yourself as you choose something healthier. There are patterns the heart repeats before it learns that it has another choice. And when you begin to see them, do not shame yourself. Do not look back at the person you were and say, "How could I have allowed that?" Look back with tenderness. Look back with understanding. Look back as you would look at someone standing in the rain, holding a broken umbrella, doing their best to stay warm. You were trying to be loved. You were trying to belong. You were trying to make sense of affection that came with confusion. You were trying to turn almost love into real love. You were trying to find safety in places that sometimes gave you just enough warmth to keep you hoping. There is nothing to mock in that. There is nothing to hate in that. There is only a tender part of you that wanted to be chosen so badly that it forgot to ask, "Is this choosing me back?" Maybe you have known the pattern of chasing. The person pulls away, and something inside you begins to run after them. You check your phone. You replay the conversation. You wonder what you said wrong. You try to become softer, funnier, calmer, more understanding, less emotional, less honest, less yourself. And each time they give a little attention again, your whole body relaxes. For a moment you think, it is okay now. But then the distance returns, and the cycle begins again. This is not love's natural rhythm. This is emotional hunger being fed in tiny pieces, and you are not here to live on tiny pieces. Maybe you have known the pattern of overgiving. You give before being asked. You forgive before you are ready. You explain away what hurts you. You become the helper, the healer, the patient one, the one who understands everything, the one who carries the emotional weight for both people. You may have told yourself, this is just how I love. But sometimes what we call love is really fear wearing a beautiful name. Fear of being left. Fear of being disliked. Fear of being replaced. Fear that if we stop giving, there will be nothing left holding the relationship together. Real love can include giving, of course. Giving is beautiful when it flows from fullness, but when giving becomes a way to earn safety, it slowly empties the soul. You are allowed to give from love. You are also allowed to stop giving from fear. Maybe you have known the pattern of silence. You feel hurt, but you say nothing. You want clarity, but you do not ask. You need reassurance, but you pretend you are fine. You sense something is wrong, but you swallow the feeling because you do not want to seem difficult. And over time, your own voice becomes quieter inside you. A relationship where you must keep hiding your truth to keep the peace is not giving you peace. It is teaching you to disappear. There is a difference. Peace feels open. Suppression feels tight. Peace lets you breathe. Suppression makes you monitor yourself. Peace allows honesty. Suppression requires performance. Your body often knows the difference before your mind is ready to admit it. So begin listening to the body, not with fear, with curiosity. How do you feel after speaking with this person? Do you feel calm, respected, and clear? Or do you feel small, confused, and anxious? Do you feel more like yourself? Or do you feel as though you must carefully edit your soul? These questions are not meant to judge anyone. They are meant to bring you back to awareness. Awareness is gentle light. It does not attack the room. It simply lets you see what is there. And once you see, you can choose, slowly, kindly, with more care than before. You may also have known the pattern of accepting mixed signals. Someone gives warmth, then distance. Sweet words, then silence. Promises, then excuses. Affection, then emotional absence. And because the good moments feel so good, you try to survive the painful ones. You hold on to the memory of who they were on their best day and use it to excuse who they keep being on ordinary day. This is a painful place to live because the heart starts loving potential more than reality. It begins forming a relationship with what could be while the present moment keeps asking to be seen clearly. Potential can be beautiful, but it cannot hold you at night. Potential cannot offer consistency. Potential cannot repair what someone is unwilling to acknowledge. Potential cannot become a healthy relationship unless both people are willing to grow in truth. You're allowed to love someone's potential and still admit that their present behavior is not nourishing your heart. That admission may hurt, but it can also set you free. There is no need to curse the past. There is no need to harden your heart. Simply say, I see this more clearly now. That is enough. I see this more clearly now. And because I see more clearly, I can choose more lovingly. Not only for them, for myself too. Sometimes the most loving thing you can do is stop trying to turn a painful pattern into a sacred assignment. Not every relationship is yours to heal. Not every unavailable person is yours to wait for. Not every wound is a sign that you should stay and prove your devotion. Some experiences come to teach you what your spirit can no longer accept. Some people reveal where you still need to choose yourself. Some endings are not failures. They are moments when your soul finally stops negotiating with what hurts. Let yourself receive this gently. You do not have to repeat what once wounded you. You do not have to keep returning to the same emotional room, hoping it will become a home. You are allowed to leave patterns that make you feel unloved. You are allowed to outgrow the version of you who thought love meant holding on at any cost. And you are allowed to do this without becoming angry at yourself for not knowing sooner. There is a quiet dignity in saying, I know better now. There is grace in saying, I choose differently now. There is healing in saying, I can love my past self and still stop repeating her pain. Take a slow breath into that. Let your heart hear this new affirmation, shaped for where you are now. I release the relationships that taught me to doubt my worth, and I bless the wisdom I am gaining. Not because every situation was good, not because every wound was fair, but because you are choosing not to let the wound become your identity. You are taking the lesson without carrying the chain, and that is a holy act of freedom. As you become more aware of old patterns, you may begin to notice another tender place within you, the place that feels guilty for having boundaries. This place may say, but I do not want to hurt anyone. It may say, what if they think I am selfish? It may say, what if setting a boundary makes them leave? And underneath all of those questions is often one deeper fear. Will I still be loved if I stop making myself so available? Breathe here. This is where many tender hearts struggle. Because you may have learned that love means unlimited access. You may have learned that being good means saying yes. You may have learned that keeping peace means ignoring your own discomfort. But boundaries are not punishments. Boundaries are not cruelty. Boundaries are not walls built from bitterness. A healthy boundary is a loving line that says, "This is where I can stay open without losing myself." Imagine a quiet garden. Inside it, something delicate is growing. New trust, new self-respect, new peace, new softness. The garden is not against the world. It welcomes sunlight, rain, birdsong, and beauty, but it also has a gate. The gate is not there because the garden hates visitors. The gate is there because what grows inside deserves protection. Your heart is like that. It can be generous. It can be open. It can be warm. But it still needs a gate. Not everyone should have the same access to your inner world. Not everyone has earned the right to hear your deepest fears. Not everyone should be allowed to come and go, leaving footprints over the places you are trying to heal. A boundary may sound like, "I need time to think." It may sound like, "That does not feel respectful to me." It may sound like, "I care about you, but I cannot keep having this same conversation without change." It may sound like, "I am not available for a connection that only exists when it is convenient for you." It may sound like silence, when silence is the most peaceful answer. It may sound like stepping back. It may sound like choosing rest over another emotional debate. It may sound like finally honoring what your body has been telling you. Boundaries do not need to be loud to be powerful. They do not need to be harsh to be clear. They do not need to be explained endlessly to be valid. You are allowed to protect your peace without presenting a courtroom of evidence. You are allowed to say no without turning your no into an apology. You are allowed to choose distance from what repeatedly hurts you. And if someone only respects you when you have no boundaries, that is important information. Healthy love can hear a boundary without turning it into a war. Healthy love may not always agree immediately, but it will care about your emotional safety. Healthy love does not require you to prove that your limits are reasonable before they are respected. This is where self-worth becomes practical. It is easy to say, "I deserve love." It is deeper to say, "Because I deserve love, I will not stay in conversations where I am belittled." It is easy to say, "I deserve respect." It is deeper to say, "Because I deserve respect, I will not keep chasing someone who disappears whenever honesty is needed." It is easy to say, "I deserve peace." It is deeper to say, "Because I deserve peace, I will stop inviting chaos into the center of my life." Affirmations are beautiful, but they must be allowed to become choices, not perfect choices, not immediate choices, but small, steady choices. A choice to pause, a choice to listen inward, a choice to answer yourself kindly, a choice to not send the message from panic, a choice to not explain your pain to someone who has shown no desire to understand it, a choice to let your boundary be enough. Your boundary may tremble at first. That is okay. A trembling boundary is still a boundary. A quiet no is still a no. A soft step back is still a step back. You do not need to become hard in order to become clear. In fact, the most powerful boundaries are often held with calm. They are not spoken to punish. They are spoken to protect peace. They are not created to control another person. They are created to guide your own participation. A boundary does not say, "You must become who I want you to be." A boundary says, "This is what I will or will not continue to stand inside." That is freedom. That is maturity. That is self-love with a backbone. And if guilt rises, speak to it gently. Say, "I know you are trying to keep me connected, but I am learning that true connection does not require self-betrayal." Let that be a quiet teaching within you. True connection does not require self-betrayal. True love does not require self-erasure. True peace does not require silence around pain. You are allowed to exist fully in your relationships, with needs, with feelings, with preferences, with limits, with dreams, with your own timing, with your own voice. This does not make you difficult. It makes you human. And the relationships that are healthy for you will make space for your humanity. They will not only enjoy the pleasant parts of you, they will also care when something hurts. They will not only want your affection, they will also respect your truth. They will not only take from your softness, they will honor the strength it takes for you to remain open. Let this affirmation rise slowly. My boundaries are a loving home for my heart. Feel the difference in those words. Not a weapon, not a rejection, a home. A place where your heart can live without being invaded by every demand, every fear, every old pattern, every person who wants access without responsibility. My boundaries are a loving home for my heart. When you believe this even a little, you begin to choose differently. You stop opening the door to every familiar knock. You stop mistaking urgency for importance. You stop letting guilt make decisions that your peace would never choose. And this leads us to one of the deepest relationship wounds of all, the fear of being left. The fear of being left can make a person accept things they would never choose from a place of calm. It can make silence feel dangerous. It can make distance feel like proof that you are unwanted. It can make a delayed reply feel like a storm inside the body. It can make you reach, plead, apologize, over-explain, or bend yourself into shapes that hurt. If this fear lives in you, do not be ashamed. It may have been formed long before this relationship, long before this person, long before this moment. It may belong to younger versions of you who did not know whether love would stay. It may belong to times when care felt unpredictable. It may belong to goodbyes that came too soon, promises that did not hold, or people who could not meet your heart with steadiness. The fear of abandonment is not weakness. It is a wound asking for compassion. But a wound should not be allowed to choose your entire life. you can hold the wound with tenderness while also teaching it a new truth. Someone leaving does not mean you are worthless. Someone changing their mind does not mean you are unlovable. Someone failing to choose you does not mean you were not enough. It means that connection, for whatever reason, could not become the home your heart needed. That is painful, but it is not a verdict on your soul. There is a part of you that may still believe, if they leave, I disappear. But you do not disappear. You remain. You breathe. You grieve. You learn. You return. You may feel broken open, but you are still here. And the part of you that remains deserves your loyalty. When the fear of being left rises, try not to run immediately toward the person. First, come back to yourself. Place both feet on the ground. Breathe slowly. Feel the weight of your own body. Remind yourself, I am here with me. This is not a small thing. For someone who has feared abandonment, staying present with yourself is a healing practice. The old pattern says, chase them so you will not be alone. The new pattern says, come home to yourself first and then choose from peace. The old pattern says, if you do not fix this now, you will be rejected. The new pattern says, I can let the truth reveal itself without losing myself in fear. The old pattern says, their distance means I am not enough. The new pattern says, their behavior is information, not my identity. Let this become a soft inner anchor. When others move away, I stay close to myself, not as a wall, not as punishment, as devotion. When others move away, I stay close to myself. If someone leaves, your heart may hurt. Of course it may hurt. You are not being asked to become numb. You are not being asked to pretend that loss does not matter, but you are being invited to stop turning someone else's leaving into your own self-abandonment. Do not leave yourself too. Do not add your own rejection on top of theirs. Do not say, I was foolish, I was too much, I ruined it, I am impossible to love. Say, this hurts, and I will care for myself while it hurts. That is a new way. That is how you become trustworthy to your own heart. Over time, your heart begins to learn, even if someone else goes, I will not be deserted inside myself. This inner loyalty brings a kind of peace that no relationship can fully give and no ending can fully take away. It does not mean you will not grieve. It means grief will not become self-hatred. It does not mean you will not miss someone. It means missing someone will not make you betray your dignity. It does not mean you will never feel fear. It means fear will be held by something wiser within you. There is so much power in this. You do not have to chase love to keep your worth alive. Your worth is alive because you are. Your worth is alive in the morning when no one has messaged you yet. Your worth is alive at night when you sleep alone. Your worth is alive after an ending. Your worth is alive before a beginning. Your worth is alive when someone chooses you and when someone cannot. Another person's love can be beautiful, but it is not the source of your existence. It can add warmth to your life, but it does not create your value. You were already valuable before they arrived. You remain valuable if they leave. Let this truth be gentle, not cold. We are not dismissing the beauty of love. We are making sure love does not become the place where you lose yourself. Because the love you deserve will not demand that you live in panic. The love you deserve will not make abandonment feel like a daily threat. The love you deserve will have room for reassurance, repair, honesty, and care. It will not leave you constantly trying to decode whether you matter. Healthy love makes space for nervous hearts to become calmer. It does not exploit their fear. It does not punish them for needing clarity. It does not use distance as a weapon. It does not make affection something you must earn through anxiety. If you have lived through relationships where your fear was triggered again and again, it may take time to trust steadiness. That is understandable. But little by little, you can teach your heart that love does not have to feel like waiting for the other shoe to drop. Love can feel like exhaling. Love can feel like sitting near a window while rain falls outside, knowing you do not have to run through the storm to prove anything. Love can feel like a voice that means what it says. Love can feel like being able to ask a question without fearing punishment. Love can feel like warmth that does not vanish when you become honest. This kind of love may feel unfamiliar at first. You may wonder where the intensity is. You may wonder why you are not obsessing. You may wonder why your body is not full of alarm. But perhaps the absence of panic is not the absence of love. Perhaps it is the beginning of safety. And safety may be one of the most healing qualities a relationship can offer. Not a false safety where nothing ever changes. Not a guarantee that life will always be easy. But the emotional safety of knowing that care, respect, and honesty are present more often than confusion. The safety of being able to speak. The safety of being able to rest. The safety of not having to perform for basic kindness. The safety of mutual effort. You are allowed to receive this kind of steadiness. You are allowed to stop calling it boring simply because it does not injure you. You are allowed to let peace become attractive. You are allowed to let consistency feel beautiful. There is a mature kind of love that may not crash into your life like thunder. It may arrive more like a steady candle in a quiet room, not dramatic, not overwhelming, not demanding that you lose your senses, just present, warm, clear, reliable. And if you have spent years chasing lightning, a candle may seem small at first, but lightning disappears in an instant. A candle can stay with you through the night. This is not to say love should be dull or lifeless. Healthy love can be joyful. It can be passionate. It can be playful. It can be deep and full of feeling. But it does not need chaos to prove it is real. It does not need constant uncertainty to stay alive. It does not need emotional distance to create desire. It does not need pain to become meaningful. You can have tenderness and aliveness. You can have passion and respect. You can have closeness and freedom. You can have devotion and peace. You can have love that is both warm and wise. Let the body learn this. It may take time. The body may be used to the rush of uncertainty. The heart may be used to the relief that comes after someone distant returns. The mind may mistake that relief for love. But relief after pain is not the same as nourishment. When you are starving, even a crumb feels powerful. But you were not made to live on crumbs. You were made for meals of honesty, respect, laughter, care, presence, and trust. You were made for relationships where love is not a rare visitor, but a steady guest. Let yourself imagine that without demanding it, arrive today. Simply make room for the possibility. Say quietly within, I allow calm love to feel safe in my body. This is a tender affirmation. I allow calm love to feel safe in my body. Notice if a part of you resists. Maybe it says, calm love will not last. Maybe it says, I will get bored. Maybe it says, if it is not intense, it is not real. Thank that part for trying to protect you. It learned from what it knew, but now you can offer it a new understanding. Calm does not mean empty. Steady does not mean weak. Respectful does not mean passionless. Safe does not mean small. Sometimes the deepest love is the one that gives your nervous system permission to stop bracing. You begin to sleep better. You begin to speak more honestly. You begin to feel like yourself. You begin to create, laugh, rest, and breathe. You are not consumed by the relationship. You are supported within it. That is a beautiful difference. A love that consumes you may feel powerful, but it can leave you with very little of yourself. A love that supports you helps you become more fully who you are. It gives space to your dreams. It respects your rhythms. It does not ask to be the only source of meaning in your life. It stands beside you, not over you. And this is why releasing attraction to chaos is so important. Chaos can disguise itself as chemistry. The emotional highs feel intoxicating because they follow emotional lows. The reunion feels like proof because the distance hurts so much. The apology feels moving because the wound was deep. The rare tenderness feels priceless because it was withheld. But ask yourself gently, would this moment feel as powerful if I had not been deprived of it first? Would this attention feel so precious if it were offered consistently? Would I call this love if I were not afraid of losing it? These questions are not easy, but they are kind. They bring you closer to truth. And truth, even when it hurts, is cleaner than confusion. You do not need a love that keeps making you sick with uncertainty and then calls the relief healing. You do not need a love that breaks the bowl and then asks to be praised for handing you the pieces. You do not need a love that makes you addicted to small returns after long absences. You are allowed to step out of that cycle. You are allowed to say, I want love that does not keep activating my deepest fears. You're allowed to say, I am ready for peace to feel like love. You're allowed to say, I choose steadiness over emotional storms. Again, not because you are cold, because you are healing, not because you do not care, because you care about your spirit too. There is a version of you who no longer needs to prove love through suffering. A version of you who no longer believes that the more you endure, the more meaningful the connection becomes. A version of you who understands that deep love does not have to be dramatic pain. It can be simple, it can be steady, it can be honest. It can be two people choosing to show up with care. It can be repair after conflict. It can be laughter after a hard conversation. It can be hands that do not grip but hold. It can be a presence that does not make you question your place every day. Let your heart become willing to recognize this. Not every spark is a sign. Not every pull is destiny. Not every familiar ache is love. Sometimes the soul is not saying, go toward this. Sometimes it is saying, here is the wound again. Please hold it differently this time. And when you hold it differently, the pattern begins to change. You stop running toward what reopens the old pain. You stop mistaking uncertainty for depth. You stop letting the wounded part of you choose the whole path. You become more spacious inside. You become less available for emotional confusion. You become more interested in truth than fantasy. You begin to ask for actions, not just words. You begin to trust consistency more than intensity. You begin to understand that healthy love does not need to keep you afraid in order to keep you attached. This is a deep turning point. It may not happen all at once. There may still be people who awaken the old longing. There may still be messages you want to send. There may still be nights when you miss someone who was not good for your peace. Be gentle with yourself. Missing someone does not mean they are meant for you. Longing does not mean you should return. A memory does not have to become an invitation. You can feel the feeling and still choose the healthier path. This is how you build self-trust. Not by never wanting the old pattern, but by no longer obeying it every time it calls. Each time you pause, you strengthen the new way. Each time you choose peace, you teach your heart that peace is not abandonment. Each time you choose yourself, you become more familiar with your own love. And eventually, what once felt irresistible may begin to feel less like destiny and more like an old song you no longer need to dance to. You can thank it for what it taught you. And then let the music change. Say softly, I no longer confuse chaos with love. I allow peace to become familiar. Let those words enter slowly. I no longer confuse chaos with love. I allow peace to become familiar. There is such strength in this, not the strength of closing, the strength of choosing, choosing calm, choosing clarity, choosing relationships where love is not a puzzle designed to keep you guessing, choosing people whose presence does not require you to abandon your own, choosing a path where your heart can open without living in fear. As this new awareness grows, you may begin to feel a sacred kind of emptiness. The space where old patterns used to live may feel unfamiliar. When you stop chasing, there is space. When you stop overgiving, there is space. When you stop explaining your worth, there is space. When you stop accepting chaos, there is space. At first, that space may feel lonely, but space is not punishment. Space is preparation. It is the room where something healthier can breathe. Do not rush to fill it with the familiar. Let the space teach you. Let it show you what your own energy feels like when it is not wrapped around someone else's uncertainty. Let it show you the sound of your own thoughts when you are not constantly trying to decode another person. Let it show you the quiet strength of being with yourself without panic. This space is where your standards become clearer. This space is where your heart learns to rest. This space is where you begin to understand what kind of love you are truly available for now. Not a perfect love, not a fantasy love, not a love without human difficulty, but a healthy love, a love with respect, a love with honesty, a love with emotional safety, a love that does not ask you to lose yourself as proof of devotion, a love where your nervous system does not have to live on alert, a love where you can be soft and still respected, a love where you can be honest and still held with care, a love where both people grow, not because they are forced, but because love makes truth possible. And as you become ready for this, you do not need to chase it. You begin to align with it through the way you choose, the way you speak, the way you pause, the way you listen to your body, the way you honor your boundaries, the way you stop calling pain passion, the way you stop bargaining with your worth. Little by little, you become someone who can recognize healthy love because it feels like the home you have already started building within yourself. And from here, the heart becomes ready for a clearer vision, not a fantasy, not a demand, but a gentle knowing of what it means to welcome relationships rooted in respect, honesty, kindness, and peace. And as this clearer vision begins to form within you, let it be simple. You do not need to create a perfect picture of the person, the timing, the place, the way love should arrive, or the exact shape it must take. You only need to become honest about the feeling of being respected, the feeling of being able to breathe, the feeling of speaking truth without fearing that everything will fall apart, the feeling of affection that does not come with confusion attached to it, the feeling of being valued not only when you are giving, pleasing, helping, or understanding, but also when you are resting, needing, learning, or simply being yourself. Healthy love has a certain quietness in it, not a silence that hides things, not a silence that avoids truth, but a quietness in the body, a quietness that says, I do not have to earn my place here every day. A quietness that says, I can be seen without being judged for my softness. A quietness that says, I am allowed to be human and still be loved. Let yourself feel the possibility of that, not as a demand, not as a desperate reaching, just as a door inside the heart opening a little wider. You are allowed to welcome relationships that do not make you betray your peace. You are allowed to welcome people who speak with care, who listen with presence, who apologize with sincerity, who show through their actions that your heart matters. You are allowed to welcome love where honesty is not punished. You are allowed to welcome love where affection is not used as a reward and distance is not used as control. You are allowed to welcome love where both people can be tender and truthful. It may help to name what healthy love is, because for many hearts, the old pattern has been named love for so long that peace almost feels unfamiliar. Healthy love is not perfection. It is not two people who never disagree. It is not constant happiness. It is not a fairy tale where no one ever feels afraid, tired, confused, or tender. Healthy love is the willingness to meet each other with respect, even when things are uncomfortable. It is the willingness to repair. It is the willingness to listen. It is the willingness to tell the truth without cruelty. It is the willingness to make room for another person's heart without losing your own. Healthy love has accountability. It does not hide behind sweet words while repeating harmful patterns. It does not say, "This is just who I am," as an excuse to keep hurting you. It does not ask you to accept emotional neglect as proof of your patience. Healthy love can say, "I hear you." Healthy love can say, "I understand this matters." Healthy love can say, "Let me try again." Healthy love can say, "Your feelings are important to me, even when I see things differently." And you are allowed to desire this, not as a fantasy, as a standard of emotional care. You are not asking for someone without flaws. You are asking for someone with a heart willing to meet yours honestly. That is not too much. Respect is not too much. Kindness is not too much. Consistency is not too much. Emotional safety is not too much. Mutual effort is not too much. A relationship where you can rest your nervous system is not too much. Perhaps some people from your past made these things seem impossible. Perhaps they treated your needs as pressure. Perhaps they made you feel dramatic for wanting clarity. Perhaps they called your boundaries cold, your honesty conflict, your tenderness weakness. Let those old voices become quieter now. They do not get to define what healthy love means for you. Your spirit is allowed to choose a kinder definition. A relationship can be warm without being consuming. It can be close without being controlling. It can be passionate without being painful. It can be honest without being harsh. It can be committed without being suffocating. It can be free without being careless. Let that possibility settle inside you. Love does not have to be a cage. Love does not have to be a chase. Love does not have to be a constant audition. Love can be a place where two people stand side by side, each whole, each growing, each willing. And until that kind of love is present, you are still not empty. You are still not incomplete. You are still not waiting to become worthy. You are worthy now, in the quiet space before arrival. You are worthy in the becoming. You are worthy while your heart is still learning to trust itself. Let this affirmation come gently, like a clear bell inside the chest. I welcome relationships rooted in respect, honesty, kindness, and peace. Say it without forcing any person into the picture. I welcome relations, hips rooted in respect, honesty, kindness, and peace. Let the words be an invitation to your own choices first, because when you welcome respect, you begin to speak to yourself with respect. When you welcome honesty, you begin to be more honest with yourself about what feels good and what does not. When you welcome kindness, you stop using cruelty as motivation. When you welcome peace, you stop feeding the patterns that keep your heart in alarm. This is how the inner world prepares. Not by controlling the outer world, not by demanding a certain person behave a certain way, but by becoming so lovingly aligned with your own worth that what dishonors you becomes harder to call love. You may still encounter people who are not ready to meet you well. You may still feel attraction toward old patterns. You may still have moments of loneliness. This path does not make you immune to being human. It simply gives you a deeper place to return. A place inside that says, I know what I am worthy of. I do not need to panic. I do not need to prove. I do not need to lower my spirit to fit inside someone else's inability to love clearly. And as you hold that place within you, forgiveness may begin to rise. Not the kind of forgiveness that excuses everything. Not the kind of forgiveness that pretends nothing happened. Not the kind of forgiveness that invites people back into your life before your heart is ready. But the kind of forgiveness that says, I no longer want to carry this pain as my identity. Forgiveness, in this deeper sense, is not always about the other person. Sometimes it is about setting your own heart down after years of carrying a story that kept hurting you. You can forgive and still have boundaries. You can forgive and still choose distance. You can forgive and still say, that was not okay. You can forgive and still not return. This is important because many gentle souls have been taught that forgiveness means opening the door again. But sometimes forgiveness means closing the door softly and no longer standing there waiting for the past to become different. Sometimes forgiveness means accepting that someone could not love you the way you needed and choosing not to spend the rest of your life trying to make them understand the damage. Sometimes forgiveness means releasing the argument you have been having in your mind, the one where you explain your pain again and again, the one where you imagine them finally seeing it, the one where you try to receive the apology that never came. Your heart may deserve an apology. Your pain may deserve acknowledgement. Your experience may be real. And still, your peace cannot depend entirely on someone else becoming conscious. There is a freedom that begins when you stop waiting for the person who hurt you to become the one who heals you. Let that be gentle. You are not being asked to rush. You are not being asked to deny your feelings. You are being invited to loosen the grip, one breath at a time. You can say, I do not approve of what happened, but I release the need to keep reliving it. You can say, I honor my pain and I no longer make it my home. You can say, I forgive myself for not knowing then what I know now. Perhaps this is the forgiveness your heart most needs. Forgiveness for yourself, for staying, for hoping, for ignoring the signs, for going back, for giving too much, for begging for clarity, for making excuses, for choosing from fear, for not yet knowing how precious your own heart was. Please, do not use your healing to punish the younger version of you. That version did not have your present wisdom. That version was trying to survive with the love they understood. That version may have been lonely, afraid, hopeful, confused, or deeply attached. That version deserves compassion, not contempt. You can hold that past self close and say, I understand why you did what you did. I am not here to shame you. I am here to bring us home. Let those words soften something. I am here to bring us home. Home to self-respect. Home to inner safety. Home to the quiet knowing that love should not require self-abandonment. Home to the dignity of being able to say, I choose differently now. This is not about becoming someone who never made mistakes. It is about becoming someone who learns to treat every mistake as a doorway to greater tenderness and wisdom. The past can become a teacher without becoming a prison. The memories can remain without controlling every step. The lessons can stay without the wound staying open. And in time, you may begin to feel gratitude, not for the pain itself, but for the strength and clarity that grew after you finally listened to your own heart. No one needs to force gratitude before it is real. Let it come naturally. Let it come as a small breath of relief. Let it come as the moment you realize, I am no longer where I once was. Let it come as the recognition that you survived what once felt unbearable. Let it come as the quiet pride of knowing you are learning to protect your peace. And when you think of past relationships, past disappointments, or past versions of yourself, let this affirmation be a gentle release. I forgive myself for the love I accepted when I had forgotten my worth. Let it be slow. I forgive myself for the love I accepted when I had forgotten my worth. Not to erase responsibility, not to pretend everything was fine, but to stop turning your past into a weapon against your own heart. You remembered your worth slowly. That is still remembering. You are remembering now. And as you remember, the future begins to feel less like a place you must fear and more like a path you can walk with trust. This is where divine timing becomes a comfort, not a punishment. If love has not arrived in the way you hoped, it does not mean you are forgotten. If a relationship ended, it does not mean your chance is gone. If you are in a quiet season, it does not mean life is withholding good from you. Sometimes quiet seasons are not empty seasons. Sometimes they are seasons of repair. Seasons where your standards become clearer. Seasons where your heart learns the difference between loneliness and longing for a specific wound. Seasons where you stop mistaking urgency for guidance. Seasons where you begin to enjoy your own presence again. There is no shame in wanting love, and there is no shame in waiting for love that honors you. You are not behind because you are not forcing yourself into a relationship that does not fit your spirit. You are not behind because you are learning. You are not behind because your path looks different from someone else's. The heart does not bloom by comparison. It blooms in truth. It blooms in readiness. It blooms in the quiet courage to stop choosing what hurts simply because you are afraid nothing better will come. Divine timing is not about sitting still and accepting everything. It is not about waiting helplessly. It is not about ignoring your own choices. It is a partnership between trust and self-respect. You trust that life can bring aligned connections in ways you may not predict, and you respect yourself enough not to fill the waiting space with what wounds you. You trust that love can arrive in a form that feels healthy, and you respect yourself enough to recognize when something does not. You trust that your heart can open again, and you respect yourself enough to open slowly, wisely, and with care. This is the balance: trust without desperation, hope without self-abandonment, patience without settling, openness without ignoring truth. Let your breathing slow as you take that in. There is no need to chase what requires you to lose yourself. There is no need to force what keeps creating confusion. There is no need to rush into a bond simply to quiet the ache of waiting. Waiting can be tender, yes, but waiting can also become sacred when you use it to become more deeply rooted in yourself. During this season, whether you are alone, healing from the past, rebuilding trust, or learning how to love differently, you can still live, you can still laugh, you can still create beauty, you can still bless your home, you can still care for your body, you can still deepen friendships, you can still enjoy simple mornings, you can still place flowers in a vase, you can still make your life feel warm before another person enters it. Do not postpone your joy until a relationship arrives. Do not place your whole life in a waiting room. You are alive now. Love may come. Love may change form. Love may be nearer than you think or still unfolding in ways unseen. But your life is happening today. And the more you inhabit it with care, the less likely you are to hand it over to the first person who offers attention without all ignorant. Let this be your prayer of patience. I trust the timing of healthy love, and I honor myself while I wait. Again, gently. I trust the timing of healthy love, and I honor myself while I wait. This is not a promise that everything will happen exactly as you imagine. It is a promise that you will not abandon yourself while life unfolds. That is the promise you can keep. You can keep returning to your own worth. You can keep practicing discernment. You can keep choosing peace over panic. You can keep letting your heart become available to love that feels honest, not just familiar. And as you do, you become emotionally available in a new way. Not available for anything. Not available for crumbs. Not available for confusion. Available for healthy connection. Available for mutual respect. Available for tenderness that does not require self-erasure. Available for love that meets you in truth. There is a difference between an open heart and an unguarded wound. An open heart can love with wisdom. An unguarded wound may attach to whatever feels like relief. An open heart can receive affection and still pay attention. An unguarded wound may ignore truth because the hope feels so good. An open heart can move slowly. An unguarded wound may rush because it fears losing the chance. Be gentle with both parts of you. The wounded part does not need rejection. It needs guidance. It needs your steady presence. It needs you to say, we do not have to rush. We do not have to prove. We do not have to hand over everything to feel close. Healthy love can unfold slowly. Trust can grow through repeated care. Closeness can deepen through honesty. Attraction can exist without abandoning discernment. You can allow someone to know you in layers. You do not have to give full access to your heart simply because someone shows interest. Interest is not the same as intimacy. Chemistry is not the same as compatibility. Words are not the same as consistency. Time reveals. Patterns reveal. Presence reveals. Let things reveal themselves. There is peace in not needing to decide everything immediately. There is wisdom in allowing love to prove itself through rhythm, not rush. There is strength in saying, I will open at the pace of trust. You are allowed to take your time. The right people for your healing will not need to invade your boundaries to feel close to you. They will not pressure you to move faster than your heart can breathe. They will not punish you for needing clarity. They will not make your caution a crime. They will understand that tenderness grows best in safety. And you too can practice being emotionally available in healthy ways. You can practice saying what you feel simply. You can practice receiving a compliment without pushing it away. You can practice believing kind actions without immediately searching for the hidden danger. You can practice asking for what you need without apologizing for existing. You can practice listening to another person without assuming love means losing yourself. This is a beautiful middle path, not closed, not desperate, open with wisdom, soft with boundaries, hopeful with self-respect. Let this become an affirmation for the next chapter of your relationships. I open my heart with patience, wisdom, and self-respect. Slowly, I open my heart with patience, wisdom, and self-respect. Feel how calm that is. It does not beg. It does not chase. It does not slam the door. It simply opens with care. And now, allow these words of self-worth to flow through you like a quiet stream. Do not strain to believe every word fully. Just let them pass through the heart. Let the ones you need most stay with you. I am worthy of love that feels safe to my spirit. I am worthy of kindness that does not ask me to shrink. I am worthy of honesty that does not leave me guessing. I am worthy of affection that is given freely, not used to control me. I am worthy of respect in moments of agreement and disagreement. I am worthy of communication that brings clarity. I am worthy of care that does not disappear when I have needs. I am worthy of being heard. I am worthy of being considered. I am worthy of being chosen with intention. I am worthy of relationships where peace is welcome. I no longer measure my value by someone else's inability to love me well. I no longer chase what keeps moving away from truth. I no longer call anxiety devotion. I no longer make a home in confusion. I no longer abandon my own heart to keep another person close. I honor the part of me that wanted love so badly. I bless the part of me that stayed too long. I comfort the part of me that still feels afraid. I guide myself with kindness now. I can learn new patterns. I can receive steady love. I can trust my own inner knowing. I can pause before repeating the past. I can say no with grace. I can say yes with clarity. I can let love unfold without forcing it. I can allow closeness without losing myself. I can be tender and strong. I can forgive and still choose distance. I can hope and still be wise. I can desire love and still be whole within myself. My needs matter. My voice matters. My peace matters. My heart matters. I am not too much for healthy love. I am not too late for healthy love. I am not disqualified by my past. I am not defined by who could not see my worth. I am growing into relationships that honor the person I am becoming. I welcome love that is mutual. I welcome love that is respectful. I welcome love that is emotionally honest. I welcome love that feels calm in my body. I welcome love that supports my growth. I welcome love that allows me to be fully human. I welcome friendships, partnerships, and connections that nourish my spirit. I welcome people who meet my truth with care. I welcome conversations that bring understanding. I welcome affection that feels sincere. I welcome the courage to release what is not aligned. I welcome the patience to wait for what honors my heart. I welcome the wisdom to know the difference. Let these affirmations settle. No pressure, no urgency. Let them be like soft rain on dry ground. The ground does not bloom in 1 second. It receives, it softens, it opens. And little by little, new life becomes possible. In the same way, your heart may not transform all at once. It may need repetition. It may need reminders. It may need time. It may need you to return again and again to the truth that your worth is not something love gives you. It is something love should honor. You are not trying to become worthy of healthy relationships. You are remembering that you already are. That remembering may change how you answer messages. It may change how long you wait. It may change what you excuse. It may change what you ask for. It may change how quickly you attach. It may change how gently you speak to yourself after disappointment. It may change the people you feel drawn to. It may change what peace feels like in your body. And even if the changes are small, they matter. A small moment of self-respect is still sacred. A small pause before chasing is still powerful. A small truth spoken clearly is still healing. A small boundary held with trembling hands is still a beautiful beginning. Do not underestimate the quiet steps. A life is often changed not by one grand moment, but by many gentle returns to what is true. Return to the truth when you feel lonely. Return to the truth when someone's silence triggers fear. Return to the truth when old memories rise. Return to the truth when affection appears and you feel afraid to receive it. Return to the truth when you are tempted to settle. Return to the truth when you wonder if wanting healthy love is asking too much. The truth is simple. You are deserving of healthy, loving relationships. You are deserving of respect. You are deserving of tenderness. You are deserving of honesty. You are deserving of care that feels steady enough for your heart to rest. And you are deserving of your own love while you wait, while you heal, while you learn, while you choose again. There is nothing you need to prove in this moment. Let your shoulders soften. Let the tongue rest. Let your hands open. You do not need to grip love. You do not need to chase love. You do not need to bargain with life for love. You can become a place where love is welcomed with dignity. You can become a person who says, I am open and I am also anchored. You can become a person who says, I care and I also honor myself. You can become a person who says, I trust and I also listen to truth. This is the new way of love without self-loss, a way of openness without desperation, a way of hope without denial, a way of tenderness with wisdom. And as this part of your journey continues, may you be patient with the heart inside you. It has been through things. It has hoped. It has broken. It has opened again. it has tried to make homes out of places that could not hold it. It has waited for love at doors that never fully opened. And still it is here, still willing to learn, still able to soften, still worthy of warmth, still deserving of healthy connection. Thank your heart for staying with you. Thank it for every time it tried. Thank it for every time it loved. Thank it for every time it survived disappointment and still did not become cruel. Thank it for bringing you to this moment of remembering. And now speak to it with the tenderness it has always needed. You do not have to chase anymore. You do not have to prove anymore. You do not have to become less of yourself anymore. You can rest in your own worth. You can choose with more care. You can trust the quiet guidance within you. You can receive love slowly, safely, and honestly. You can let peace become familiar. You can let respect become normal. You can let kindness become expected. You can let your own self-love become the place from which all other love is welcomed. Take a breath. Let it enter as permission. Let it leave as release. And if there is one truth to carry with you after these words, let it be this: you are not waiting to become worthy. You are worthy now. The right relationships for your spirit will not require you to disappear. They will not ask you to live in constant fear. They will not make you earn basic care through endless giving. They will not punish your honesty or belittle your needs. The relationships that belong in your life will have space for your real self. And until they arrive, deepen, or become clear, you can belong to yourself. You can make your inner world gentle. You can speak to yourself with respect. You can stop turning the past into proof that love will never be healthy. You can let today be a new instruction to your heart. I am deserving of healthy, loving relationships. I am worthy of respect, tenderness, honesty, and peace. I choose love that honors my heart. I choose connection that allows me to remain whole. I trust myself to recognize what feels aligned. I release what asks me to abandon myself. I receive love in ways that feel safe, kind, and true. Let these final words be soft inside you. Not a demand, not a spell, not a promise that life will unfold exactly as you expect. Just a loving truth for your spirit to hold. You are allowed to be loved well. You are allowed to love yourself well. You are allowed to stop confusing suffering with devotion. You are allowed to choose peace without apology. You are allowed to receive care without earning it through exhaustion. You are allowed to be met in tenderness. You are allowed to be known in truth. You are allowed to be cherished without shrinking. And even now, before anything outside of you changes, something inside you can begin to rest, because your worth is not far away. It is here, under the fear, under the longing, under the old stories, under the memories of who did not stay, under the ache of what did not become. Your worth is still here, steady, quiet, untouched by every person who failed to recognize it. Return to it gently. Return to it often. Let it guide your choices. Let it soften your waiting. Let it strengthen your boundaries. Let it open your heart in wiser ways. And as you move forward, may you walk with a deeper knowing. You do not need to beg for what is freely given in healthy love. You do not need to chase what is truly aligned. You do not need to lose yourself to be close to another. You are deserving of relationships where love and peace can live in the same room. You are deserving of relationships where respect is not rare. You are deserving of relationships where your heart can breathe. Rest in that. Receive that. Let it become a quiet home within you. And when you are ready, carry it into your life, one gentle choice at a time.